Unhinged conspiracy theories are flying across the internet. And this one right here really is my favorite. Oh, it's just so good. You see, they want Donald Trump to be very, very sick. Now, BuzzFeed has an article where they suggest there's actually a decent reason to believe Trump may be worse off than we all realize. And I think it's important to note that Donald Trump does need to keep up appearances. So if he is really sick, then he's not going to come out and tell us. And he wants to make it seem like he's fine because we have foreign adversaries. The world is not this magical place of candy cane, Skittles, and rainbows. There's actually war and conflict, so it's important Trump looks healthy. But outside of BuzzFeed's speculation, which it is, we get the crazy of the crazy of the crazy. I love it. Take a look at this tweet from Daniel Newman. So Trump staged a fake photo shoot to look healthy with a wardrobe and set change and all 10 minutes apart. Sounds about right. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, I can't tell if he's sarcastically insulting the guy with the conspiracy theory or if he's like in on the conspiracy theory. So I had to check. And yeah, this guy seems to be anti-Trump. So you're going to love this one. How many of you have ever used Photoshop? How many of you have ever used, Adobe Premiere? How many of you have ever done any kind of file exporting for media? If you haven't, let me explain why these people are insane. John Ostrower, verified Twitter user and editor-in-chief of The Air Current, with 90,000 followers, tweets, the photos released by the White House tonight of the president working at Walter Reed were taken 10 minutes apart at 5:25:59 p.m. and 5:35:40 p.m. ET Saturday, according to the EXIF data embedded in both AP Wire postings that were shared by the White House this evening. Okay. How many of you already caught what this really means? Let me just stop and explain to you. Based on this conspiracy theory that Donald Trump, first, let's say this. If Donald Trump was able to get up from one set, change his clothes, and in 10 minutes be at the table working again, the dude seems pretty healthy, doesn't he? Yeah. Anybody who can pull that off in 10 minutes, they're probably not too sick. But the reality is, it's just, it's so good. First, let me show you this. He posted a screenshot, virus outbreak Trump, and they say 5:35:40 p.m. But you'll also notice here in the info on the photo, it says, Military Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland, Saturday, October 3rd, 2020. After testing positive for COVID-19, Joyce and Bogosian, the White House via AP. Okay, then we'll go to the next photo. There's Donald Trump working again. This time he's wearing a jacket and he's in a different place. And once again, we can see 5:29:59 p.m. And there's that little paragraph. Military Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland, Saturday, October 3rd. After testing positive. Imagine that. This guy actually believes that when you take a photograph, the camera knows who you are because it has her name in the EXIF data, and it knows where you are and who you're taking a picture of. You want to know what this really is? It is the photographer for the AP filing their photos and adding the data and then exporting it because they're not taking a picture, taking a raw file and just sending it out. They have to file, which includes editing. In all likelihood, these photos were taken throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, the photographer loaded them onto her computer and she went in and said, here's the data and pasted it all in the EXIF data. And that's it. Man, I love this stuff, huh? Why is it so? Now look, okay, maybe it's possible that they did do this rushed, weird conspiracy thing. But the dude really should have just, asked someone. These journalists don't do any work at all. None whatsoever. It's incredible. The no work, no Google search. So I do video rendering and photo rendering every single day. I make graphics and I make videos. And so just to make sure, I went in and took a photograph and then compressed it to a new format. And sure enough, the EXIF data said I just took the photo. That's crazy. The photo was probably taken on some very nice DSLR and it came out in some kind of raw format and needed to be compressed. Many of these photos are like ridiculously large, like 30 to 40 megapixels. That's massive. And so it was probably a very, very large file and was compressed down to a high res but compressed version. Thus, the rendering gives it a different time. This has been my lesson on how you create files using the Adobe suite. Thanks for hanging out. But let's talk about, in all seriousness, is Trump really sick? BuzzFeed actually has an interesting article. I think it's worth reading. Trump's doctor revealed he's on a steroid recommended for severe COVID-19. Dr. Sean Conley continued to give conflicting information and evasive answers on the president's health in a briefing on Sunday. They mention in this briefing that Trump was getting dexamethasone, I think it's called. And they say that according to the World Health Organization and the CDC, I believe it may be the CDC, that they only recommend it for severe cases because it suppresses your immune system and you don't want that in the early stages. Well, let's read. They say, President Donald Trump's doctor, delivering a second evasive press conference on the president's health in 2 days, said Sunday that Trump has been treated with a steroid after his oxygen levels dropped twice since he was diagnosed with COVID. That new information suggests that the president's condition is more severe than previously disclosed, despite the rosy picture painted by his medical team, who still suggested that Trump could be discharged as soon as Monday. Both of those pieces of data tell us you cannot call this a mild disease. Bob Wachter, chair of medicine at the University of California, San Francisco, told BuzzFeed News. Conley insisted Sunday the president had continued to improve, blah, blah, blah. They go on to say, Trump received his first dose of dexamethasone on Saturday, and his medical team said the plan is to continue with the treatment for the time being. Dexamethasone is a corticosteroid that suppresses the immune system, helpful in the later stages of severe COVID-19, when that system can go into overdrive and attack the lungs, but potentially harmful in earlier stages when the immune response is needed. In June, a major UK trial found that a daily dose of dexamethasone for up to 10 days reduces deaths by 1/3 in patients on ventilators and 1/5 in patients only receiving supplemental oxygen. The World Health Organization recommends the use of corticosteroids on patients with severe and critical COVID-19 and explicitly specifies that it should be avoided for cases that are not severe, as it has shown no benefits, could even prove harmful for those less ill patients. The U.S. National Institutes of Health has similar guidelines. Look, Donald Trump has released a 4-minute video talking, and now they're claiming they're editing it because Trump was coughing. It's just so nuts, man. I don't understand why these blue check journalists are allowed to put out unhinged conspiracy theories, but everyone else isn't. You know what I mean? I'm verified on Twitter, okay? If I posted an unhinged conspiracy theory, I'd probably get flagged and in trouble on Twitter. But these blue checks, they're allowed to do whatever they want. Conley also confirmed reports that the president had been given 2 liters of supplemental oxygen on Friday after he had a high fever and his oxygen level had dipped below 94%. He would not specify what the president's oxygen levels were. Well, let me bring you to this next tweet from Jeremy Faust, MD, MS, ER physician, health and policy, public health for Brigham Women's and Harvard Medical. Editor Brief 19. He says, Conley said low-grade fever before. Now he says high fever. He said no oxygen was given Friday. Today he says he did need oxygen on Friday. His oxygen was below 94, but higher than low 80s. Triangulating through the lies, moderate to severe COVID-19 is the implication. I think it's a fair take. I really do. I think the president needs to make sure people think he's strong. I think this guy is a doctor. He's verified at least. I'm going to assume he's a doctor. But look, it's true. Conley was giving us bunk information. He was trying to maintain appearances. He said he was trying to stay upbeat. And I can respect that. I can also respect that the president can't, he's not going to release all of his medical records. He has his privacy to consider, and that he has the security of the nation to consider as well. I think Trump's probably, look, the truth is always closer to the middle. Moderate to severe COVID. I'd probably lean towards moderate. Severe, I think, is a bit too much. Okay, you've got these conspiracy theorists claiming Trump isn't working. Trump is probably working. He's probably working just fine. But Trump is probably feeling sick. He's probably not dying. He's not on his deathbed. He's not going to go either way, as some have suggested. It's probably the doctors trying to maintain appearances to prevent a panic. And I'll tell you this, man, I feel bad for Conley. I would not take that job. I don't know, dude. You got to be brave, bold, and confident to be a doctor for a president. Because think about it. If you come out and say the wrong thing, you can spark a panic. What if you make a mistake and the president dies and it's your fault? I mean, that's going to make people really hate you. Remember that way back when at the Cubs game, this was 20 years ago, almost 17 years ago, the guy leaned over to catch the ball, assuming it was a foul ball, but it was in play. And then Moises Alou almost grabbed it, but he missed because the fan grabbed it, and then everyone wanted to kill the fan. That was just baseball. Imagine if you're the doctor treating the president, and the president, dies. Yikes. You're going to have to live in hiding for the rest of your life. So anyway, I'm empathizing with this doctor who's desperately trying to be like, everything's okay. Like, please don't get mad at me. And then you got all these conspiracy theorists that no matter what the doctors say, they're going to claim the world is ending. All right, man. Let's just all remain calm. Let's be chill about it. We'll see how things play out. Wish for the best. And what else can we really do? These people need to chill out. The conspiracy theories need to stop. And that's it. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up in just a few minutes. Stick around, and I will see you all shortly.